Anyway, here with reaction, South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham is here. Senator, I can only think of three outcomes here. Number one, he's covering for himself in terms of not pursuing the law to its fullest in the Hunter Biden probe. He's covering for his boss, Merrick Garland, the AG, or he knew damn well Hunter Biden was guilty as hell, and he was making an excuse to the IRS professionals that knew that, in fact, he didn't pay his taxes. Right. You tell me which one is it likely to be. And I'll add one last thing. I thought Democrats love whistleblowers. They're going to call all six of them liars?
Well, here's hello, by the way. It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you're doing well.
Welcome back, Senator.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is an important moment here. Here's what I can tell you without any doubt. When it comes to the Department of Justice, I don't trust them. They got to come forward under oath and testify. So here's what the whistleblower has said, the group of whistleblowers, that Hunter Biden got the benefit of the doubt, unlike anybody they've ever seen, and they've been there for decades, that every time there was a question, it wound up being in Hunter Biden's favor. They claimed that Mr. Weiss, the U.S. attorney from Delaware, sought special counsel status and was denied that status, and that he wanted to bring charges in D.C. and California, but he was told no. So what did I do? I wrote Mr. Weiss and said, what's the deal here? Did you ask for special counsel status? He told me in the letter he had a discussion about it, but he was sure he could get it if he needed it, and he never really answered the question. The second thing that he said in the letter back to me was he never went to D.C. or California for more serious charges. He was never rebuffed by those jurisdictions. But here's the big one. I asked him about the 1023. Remember the 1023 report? If it had not been for Senator Grassley, we would never known that there was an accusation that Hunter and Joe Biden both were involved in a bribery scandal involving Burisma, the giant gas company, in Ukraine. That 1023 investigative report was found by Senator Grassley. It was redacted. He got the redactions lifted, and we now know a credible source for the FBI, literally on their payroll, claims that there were conversations up to 15 between Hunter and Joe Biden regarding a gas company official in the Ukraine. Here's what Mr. Weiss said. I cannot tell you about that accusation because it's part of a criminal investigation. That's one of two things. That they're still looking at Hunter Biden for additional charges. I don't believe that. They don't want to tell me what happened to the 1023 investigation. And I can tell your audience, you're all going to know what happened. Did they sweep it under the rug? Did they investigate and find out it was fraudulent? I want to know what happened to the accusations regarding Hunter Biden and Joe Biden taking bribes in Ukraine. I did not get that answer in this letter. I'm not going to stop until I find out how that accusation was disposed of.
Senator, I would believe that the people that Hunter was in touch with during all this time period, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, Secretary of State Blinken, the wife of Blinken, the head of the pandemic response, COVID-19, Kathy Chung, serving as the Pentagon's Deputy Director of Protocol, as Biden's executive assistant. At the time, Ron Klain is another one, the communications director for Jill Biden, and the list goes on. I want all of them put under oath, Senator, and I want to know what they knew and when they knew it. I want their emails. I want their text messages. And I think that information will shed a lot of light on the fact that those whistleblowers, I have every belief in my heart, mind, and soul, they're telling the truth. And it's interesting that nobody in the media cares about whistleblowers anymore because they love the one hearsay whistleblower, non-whistleblower that talked about Donald Trump and Ukraine.
Well, here's what's funny. They took the answer to my letter by Mr. Weiss to say case closed. I wrote the letter. I didn't get an answer about what Mr. Weiss did regarding the 1023 investigation about Hunter and Joe Biden potentially taking bribes in Ukraine. He didn't answer that question. Here's what I do know, that I don't trust the system to tell me the truth. I want to know what happened. Who did you talk to dismiss the allegation? How did you dispose of this allegation? And I do know this for 1,000% for sure, that the FBI and other Department of Justice officials briefed Mr. Weiss and his team about the 1023. They were told by other people in the Department of Justice, this is not Russian disinformation. You need to look at it.
Senator, we've got to get to the bottom of it. I think we're getting closer to the truth every day.
I do, too.
And I think 6 people that will say the same thing are going to be very compelling. Can't wait to hear them all talk.
You were
anyway,
right
Senator,
about the Russian hoax, and you're going to be right about this. I smell a rat here.
I think I'm going to be right
smell
about
a
the
rat.
Biden family syndicate as well. I just have a good feeling about it. Anyway, Senator Graham, we appreciate it.